it is still Friday night, now about 9:30. Got a little more comfortable, and we are going to finish up this lesson, Chapter 2, Section 2, Tax, Part 3. Henry purchases $56 worth of clothing at the store. The sales tax in this city is 7.5%. What is the total cost of clothing? We've already looked at a couple different ways that we can solve that problem. Method 1, find the sales tax. Now this one's going to work just like the ones we've done before, where we set up the tax is to $56 as 7.5 is to $100. From here, we're going to take and divide 7.5 by 100, and that gives us 0.075. Think about it. That would be 7 hundredths. So right here, the 7 is in the hundredths place. The 5 goes on the end of that, so it's 0.75 hundredths. Next, we're going to isolate our variable. T is dividing by 56, so we're going to multiply both sides by 56. You do it on the left, you do it on the right. The 56 is on the left. We're going to divide each other out, leaving T, and all that is left for you to do now is multiply the 75 thousandths times 56. When you do that, whoops, guess they want us to actually do that math. Let's try it again. As long as this lesson has been running out, we're just going to knock the rest of it out with a calculator. 0.75 times 56 equals, so our tax is going to be $4.20. That checks. Now the last thing you had to do is add that $4.20 to the $56, and that gave the total cost of $60.20. Easy math, anybody can do it at this point. We've talked about it a lot of different ways, and we've looked at a lot of these problems here. Another method is by adding sales tax to the 100%. And this is something brand new. This is a new method. We haven't looked at this one yet, but it's pretty cool because it totally gets rid of all of the addition we're going to do at the end, where you're paying the 100% right here, which is the cost of the shirt, and the 7.5%, the cost of the tax, all at the same time, and that is where that 107.5% comes from. So they've set it up with the cost of the shirt now. Instead of this T for tax, they let C for total cost over 56 is equal to 107.5 over 100. When you divide 107.5 by 100, all you have to do is bounce that decimal 2 spaces to the left. That gives you 1.075. Isolate the variable here, the C. C is being divided by 56, so we're going to multiply 56 on both sides, just like we did last time. These 56s are going to divide out just like they did last time, leaving C. And now we're going to take and multiply the 1.075 times the 56, and that is going to give us the same exact final cost we got last time. So by doing it this way, you don't have to do any addition afterwards. Two different ways to skin the cat. One, you find the tax and add it to the original price. The other way, you add the tax to 100% and then work it like that, and you get the total price without having to do any addition afterwards. Now, believe it or not, there's another way to solve the same problem. This time, what they did is they said the cost is equal to the cost of whatever it is we're buying. I don't remember what we're buying now, $56, plus the tax. And the tax was 0.7 or 7.5% of 56. That changed it to 0.075 times 56. When you move through it, you take and say, well, this is pretty cool. They use the distributive property in reverse. Don't get stressed out about not understanding this method. We're taking some huge leaps here. What they did is they said 1 times 56 gave you this, and 0.75 times 56 gives you that. They pulled the two 56s out and left the 1 and the 0.075 here. Don't let your brain explode. Okay? This one's not important. We've shown you 3 other ways to skin the cat. Don't get too upset about this. From there, you add the 1 and the 0.75 together. It gives you that. You multiply it times 56, and when you do, you end up getting the same $60.20 that we got the other way. So several different ways to skin the cat. All of them are going to give you the same exact final answer. Alright folks, it's your turn again. Irina purchases $87 worth of clothing at a local department store. The sales tax in her city is 6.5%. You've got like 3 or 4 different ways now that you can solve this problem. You pick the one that you like best, put it to good use. Go. Now I started this problem like we started a lot of the others. I'm going to go ahead and just find the tax, then I'm going to add the tax back to the original price. The other techniques are perfectly good too, and if you understand them, sometimes it makes it easier. So let's see how this is going to work. I said tax of $87 is equal to 6.5 over 100. My next line, tax of the 87 is equal to 6.5 divided by 100. All you have to do is bounce the decimal 2 places to the left. You get 0.65. Now we're going to undo multiplication division by multiplying both sides by the 87. 0.065 times the 87. These divide out becoming 1. 1 times t is t. And bring up our handy dandy pocket Satan here. And when we do that, you got 0.065 times 87. And we find that the tax, rounded to the nearest cent, is going to be $5.66. We circle it, but it's not the final answer. Now we take the original selling price of $87. We add to it the $5.66. That's going to give us 6, 6, 12, 9 decimal. Final cost $92.66. We're going to go back over here and plug it in, 92.66, and check our answer. And we did well. And with that, it is time for our apply problem. Dealing with shopping, David goes shopping at his local grocery store and buys the items shown in the table. In the city he lives in, there's a 7.3% tax on everything except food. How much money does David spend at the grocery store? Round to the nearest cent. Well, first off, what is food here? Chicken is food, carrots is food, potatoes is food. You don't pay tax on those. You do pay tax on paper plates and napkins. You pause the video, solve the problem. Check your answer and see what we're going to get. Alright, so first thing I did, I added up my non-taxable items, the chicken, carrots, and potatoes, and that got me $10.79. Next, I added up my taxable items, the paper plates and the napkins, and that got me $11.65. Now I need to find out what the tax on $11.65 is. So, I'm going to set myself up a proportion. Tax of 11.65 is equal to, the tax rate is 7.3 to 100. Now I'm going to change this to a decimal value. We're dividing 7.3 by 100, and I get tax of $11.65 is equal to 0.073. Now I'm going to isolate my variable, multiplying both sides by the 11.65. 11.65 on the left. Notice how I'm still putting it up here on the top. Equals 0.073 times 11.65 on the right. These two divide out becoming 1. 1 times t is t. And grab our little pocket Satan here. 0.073 times 11. Oh, it's not adding up. Let's try this again. 0.073 times 11.65, and that's going to give us 85 cents in tax. We're going to write that number down here. Tax is 0.85. Let's go ahead and circle it. It's not the final answer, but it's an important sub-answer. We're going to group our work. Now we're going to add everything up. The non-taxable items was $10.79. The taxable items was $11.65. And finally, the tax itself was 85 cents. When I add those three numbers together, that's going to give me 19. And then we'll take that. That's going to give me 14 plus 8 is going to give me 22. Brain is definitely getting tired. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0 is going to give me a 3. Decimal comes straight down. And a 2. So the final answer, if we did our math right, is going to be $23.29. Please let that be the right answer, because I just want to quit. So what are we going to do here? We're going to take, and what was the number? 2329, 23.29, and check our answer. Woohoo! We are done. Yes. All right, guys. That's it for the lesson. We've given you lots of examples on how to solve the problem, so you should be able to figure it out and work it on your own at home. Let me know if you have any questions in class tomorrow. Don't be afraid to ask questions if there's something you're not understanding. Y'all have a good day.